Hi, this is Sheri Ann Richerson from Experimental Homesteader.com, and welcome to our daily vlog. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning, and I have already started working on getting peaches ready for canning. I'm feeling a little bit frustrated today. On Friday, we was at Jeff's mother's and sister's house, and they had a tree full of peaches. And they told me that I could go out and pick all but enough for a peach cobbler. So, I love peaches. And when somebody says you can pick as much as you want, that's what I do because I know how to can. And I don't turn down free food, especially when I know it has not been sprayed. It's real hard to get fresh peaches in the winter here in Indiana if you can get them at all. Most of the time I can't find them. And the canned peaches that you can buy have too much sugar, because they usually use quite a bit of sugar, even in the ones that are supposed to be in their natural juice. And I understand that sugar is the preservative and all of that, but there's a lot of us that have problems with sugar, and I don't care for stevia, and I'm not going to use any of the artificial sweeteners, so that means unless I can myself, I don't get peaches in the wintertime. So I picked the peaches, and I said something to Jeff about he was going to have to help me get everything so I could can, because my canning jars and my pots and stuff have been put away for a couple of years. And I needed help to get all of that dug out and brought into the kitchen so I could get it cleaned up and ready for use. And it just, he says something along the lines of, well, he doesn't like peaches. Well, that's fine if he doesn't like peaches, but I do. And it kind of struck me the wrong way because I think that he should be thankful that I know how to can, and he should be thankful that his mother and his sister gave us the peaches, and that all we had to do was pick them off the tree. I know that I really appreciate that, and what I have done for many, many, many years when I didn't have my own fruit, or I did not have enough of my own fruit or vegetables, somebody calls me up, I'm gone. I'm going to go harvest what they don't want, and I'm going to bring it home, and I'm going to have food for the winter. So we got the peaches home, and some of them did bruise up quite a bit, so we gave those to the turkeys and chickens because they were damaged enough that I felt like instead of cutting all the bad out and ending up with slivers, since I wanted peach halves for my canning recipe, I would just let the poultry have them. And I separated the rest out into some real nice crates that a friend, Dustin, gave me. And I asked Jeff if he could balance them on the basement steps so they stayed cool for the weekend until I got around to canning them, which of course that did not happen. So they sit in the kitchen, and I've had a few more go bad, which are going out to the chickens and turkeys today. And I decided this morning, because he just really seemed to have an attitude this weekend about me canning. So I decided this morning that I was going to do the canning, and I'm going to have to go out in the other room in a little bit with a ladder and try to find my canning pots and try to find some canning jars and get everything in here and washed up. The dishwasher, of course, is not working because of the bathroom remodel, so I'll be doing this all by hand, which is doable. It's a little more difficult. I won't say impossible because, of course, they did all this by hand back in the old days. But it's much easier just to put your jars in your dishwasher and do it that way than to do it by hand, but I'll do it by hand. But I've just been feeling real depressed this morning because I don't have my goats anymore. So I don't have any milk or dairy products. I'm allergic to cow's milk. And I just can't understand why he's not happier that I have the skills and the ability to do this stuff, because it just, you eat better when you can, and you don't pay the high prices at the grocery store. And I think the food is better for you. Like I said, you control how much salt and sugar goes in, and it's an exact amount. It's for the preservation of the food, so it's a very minimal amount. Of course, they do have different syrups you can can the fruit in, so you can go everywhere from extra light, which is what I always use, all the way up to a heavy syrup if you really want to. So when I get this done, I have a bunch of reviews to write today and some more review videos to shoot. So I'm definitely going to have a full day. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I have another batch of peaches that I am washing the peach fuzz off of, so that I can get these ready to cut up and can. So anyway, I will be back a little later with some more updates on what's going on. I was walking out to feed the turkeys and chickens the leftover peaches, and I saw this amaryllis blooming in the greenhouse in the aquaponic unit, and I wanted to show you up here. This is actually an amaryllis seed pod, and so I will be collecting these seeds to dry on my way back inside. The chickens and turkeys are having a delightful time with the peaches that were left over, the little bits and stuff, and the ones that were really, really rotten. So this is their treat for the day, and as you can see, they are really, really going after those. And I wanted to show you the corn. That is a shovel that's only about halfway into the ground. And this is the corn, and we are not tasseled yet, people. I am 5'1", and you can see that corn is quite a bit taller than me. I'm not sure how tall it is, but it's up there. These are the potatoes, and we need to get some more mulch on them for sure. The green beans are doing pretty good for the most part. They're starting to definitely come back with the extra rain we've had. The peas are not doing so well, but it is hot weather. I may just have to replant these. The amaranth is starting to produce seed head, so it won't be long before I'll be collecting the seed from them to grind for grain. This is a peanut flower, and I wasn't able to show this to you the other day, but I wanted to show it to you now that it's in bloom again, and this is a peanut plant. And look at that, I have a red tomato to harvest today. I will go ahead and pick that, and I will take it in the house, and that little bit that is still green right there will ripen, or I'll just cut it off. This is being pretty difficult to just pull that off. These are heirloom plants. There we go. Got it. Isn't that beautiful? First red one of the year, full size, that didn't have blossom end rot. So I'm pretty excited about this. I have another huge harvest of basil down here too, that I guess I should be getting cut up and taken in the house, but I think I'll do that later today because I'm going to go back in and deal with those peaches. Upon closer inspection, I realized that some of the basil was getting ready to harvest, or to flower, sorry. And you don't want it to flower, because that actually takes away from some of the flavor. You also don't want to wait until too late in the day to pick it because the essential oils that give it its flavor and its scent will evaporate. So I have picked a basket here. These are the remains of the plants. So I got a pretty good harvest. And normally I would freeze this in the freezer whole. I'm not sure that I have any wax paper right now. I'm going to have to go inside and look because I don't know that I remembered to pick any up. And if I didn't, I will find another way to preserve this. Okay, so I have my first batch of peaches in the jars and filled with the honey sauce. I've added the spices. We have cinnamon stick and cloves and allspice in there. And I'm just waiting on my canner over here to get hot enough that I can put the peaches in. I still have quite a few in this bowl, and I think I'm going to have enough for at least one more batch, I'm hoping. So, well, these peaches, well, maybe I won't. We'll see. While the other peaches are canning, takes 25 minutes, I'm going to be cleaning jars and getting ready for a second batch. So I ended up with 12 pints of the honey spiced peaches. And now what I'm getting ready to do is to grind some wheat. This is kamut. It's K-A-M-U-T. It is an ancient grain, an ancient wheat. And I'm using the mock mill. It says for KitchenAid. I do know that they are going to rebrand this, so just mock mill. I did receive this actually for free for a campaign that I'm doing, and that story will be up on my blog within a couple of days for those of you that are interested. But what I will do, I make sure this is down, and then I'm going to turn this up, and there we go. Okay, so I have a fresh chicken in the oven, roasting. It'll take about 3 hours. And I have a loaf of bread made with the fresh ground flour and some fresh basil on top of the stove rising. And I'm going to have some fresh green beans out of the garden tonight. And I don't know if I'm going to do a baked potato or a mashed potato. I guess we're going to decide that when Jeff gets home. And the 12 pints of peaches are over here on the table, resting and cooling. I know you can't see that very good because it's dark over here. Okay, so I did receive 2 items for review today, and I do need to tell you I did receive these for free or at a reduced price in exchange for my honest review. All opinions are my own. The first one is this drone, and the second one is this silicone lid cover. So I will be reviewing these over the next couple of days and letting you know what I think. Be sure to give a thumbs up, thumbs down, leave some comments below, subscribe, help me reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2016. Thanks for watching and have a great night.